some type of fucking self-respect would have saved me in this story. But what did I do? I kept on devaluing myself to have a bitch-ass nigga respect me. Let's get into that.
I be sliding on these tight beats, nigga talk like who she.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Zaneyah. We're back again with another YouTube video. I can't be loud. It's also like 9 a.m. in the fucking morning, and people are probably just waking up, being like, "Bitch, shut up, lower your tone." But I can't. We too turned up right now. If you guys don't know, I have a second channel. I'm posting once a week on here, once a week on there. Every single fucking week. I know I be missing sometimes. I missed last Sunday, but here goes another fucking story time for y'all. So y'all better sit down, get buckled up, because this one's gonna be crazy. This story is also going to be based in Arizona at the House of Weirdos. I always bring up the House of Weirdos because that's a place that all of my story times, some of them come from there, or like they take place in this timeline of me being at the House of Weirdos. So the House of Weirdos decided to post up that somebody knew was coming to the job. And I'm just like, oh shit, we're gonna call him Jeff. I'm reading through it. Jeff's little thing looks like he's a black man. Clap it up. Because the House of Weirdo only had like 10 of us, 9 of us, I don't even think that much. Probably 11 of us. And we had like 125 employees, and half of them were white people and Mexicans. So just to see another black person come in, I was already excited and being like, okay, what's the tea on this? Is he gonna be cute? What does he look like? I'm not thinking, oh, I wanna fuck this man. I have a crush on him already. None of that, okay? A couple weeks go by and I walk into the lunchroom, and I see a black man. And I'm like, oh shit, this must be Jeff. So I'm like, hey, and he's like, hey, queen. I know that's not my little shit talking about some hey, queen. You know a nigga is not shit when he will come to you, hey, queen. We know what type of bitches you date. So then I remember sitting there being like, hey. And like his outfit was cool. So I'm like, oh shit, like he seems like cool ass people. So I started hearing around that he's a fashion designer, all of these things about him. And I want to take the time to like get to know him. So we're talking and I ask him like, do you have a wife? Do you have like a girlfriend? And he's like, and I'm just like, do you have that? And he's like, you're fishing. And trying to insinuate that I was trying to flirt with him or was trying to fuck with him because I was asking him if he had a wife or a girlfriend. Like, where does that come in? Mind you, I was asking him multiple questions about his life because I didn't know him and I wanted to get to know him. So from that point on, I kind of felt like really weirded out by him because why are you saying that I'm fishing? So I remember at that time, I'm also hearing that he's a fashion designer, and I just got into doing modeling full-time, like YouTube and music, and I just want to put myself out there. One thing about the House of Weirdos, there's a lot of creative people there, and the logo is, hey, if you really want to get yourself out here, go connect with the people that you work with. So I'm like, I want to introduce myself to Jeff and make it known that I model. At the time, I wore a lot of wigs, colored wigs, and you can go back on my Instagram. I wore a lot of colored wigs. My style was very different from the normal person. Keep in mind that I was a little bit heavier. I was 20 pounds heavier at that time. So imagine we're gonna call his business People's Race, okay? And I see him walking, and he's walking back from lunch. I'm kind of like walking out, but I'm like, this is my time to shine and kind of put myself on to him. So I'm like, hey, can we follow each other on Instagram? Like, I model. Like, if you ever need anything, like, I just started modeling and I will model for you for free. Keep in mind, I only said free because I would have been established a model and would have been posted on his page as a model, okay? So keep that in mind when we go along, okay? So I'm like, he's like, oh, okay, like if I ever have or like need a shoot or need somebody, like I will definitely like hit you up, like that's cool. And for the past couple months at this point, he's been undermining everything that I do when it comes to me doing YouTube, when it comes to me doing modeling, and just kind of like brushing me off when I would try to talk serious about business. And like, this is like another form that he would do, kind of being like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Like, yeah, if you ever need a model, like I'll try to find something. So we go to the back of the House of Weirdos, and he's like, oh my God, I see you right now, like with the colored hair. Like I see you in a shoot, like I see the vision. Like I will definitely hit you up when I have a shoot. And at that point, I knew like I should have known that he was playing the fuck out of me, because he's like, oh my God, like I see the vision. Like I see that you definitely need to be in one of my shoots, and I will definitely like put you in one. And again, like over the months we're having these conversations, and he would like laugh. No, not kind of laugh. He would laugh in these conversations and just not take them serious when I would be trying to talk business with him, or I would talk about my YouTube with him. And he just didn't take me serious in my creativity. So in my mind at this time, I'm like, let me buy your drop. He just dropped a sweater. Everybody at the House of Weirdos is wearing it. And I'm like, let me buy your sweater, and I am going to fucking do a photo shoot, and I'm gonna show you that I'm good at modeling. At this time, also keep in mind that he is a black man with a white wife. And the only reason why I'm bringing that up is because it's gonna be very apparent in the near future. And what I'm talking about is his undermining my presence, undermining everything that I do. But then my issue was, and what I always brought up with him, is that when he did one black girl, and this black girl had curly hair and European looks. Like she was black, but she was also like a lighter dark skin. You know what I mean? Like she was very pretty, but she was also petite and dark skin and had very curly hair. And a lot of his other models were also white women and Mexican women. And they were all obviously skinny women. His thing was, my brand is called All People. Let's call it that actually, All People. And you have this brand that's called All People, but every person that you're posting either has European looks that they're black and skinny, or white women who are in the face who are also skinny, petite women, but you call yourself All People. And at that time, before this happened, there was a Bad Bunny concert, right? And I remember the girl, she's from Arizona, she got on stage, she was twerking, she was doing something at the Bad Bunny fucking concert. She ended up going viral for it. And I remember him being like, oh, like I kind of know her, I'm gonna send her some free stuff so that she could post me. And at that time, I'm just like, oh, so like you're sending people free shit. And that will only make sense more in the story, okay? So we have that conversation. I then buy a sweater from him with my own hard-earned money. I had a photo shoot for my album cover. So I'm like, I bought this sweater. I am going to take the time out of my own photo shoot for a project that I have going on, so that I can take pictures for his business to show him that I can model. So I put his sweater on during my fucking time of doing my own shoot, which I did myself. He didn't ask for, and I took pictures in his sweater. I took pictures, and I also did a whole reels for him. And mind you, I don't have a lot of Instagram followers at the time, but I also want to show him, since your business is called All People, I want to show you that I can be all people. I'm black, I'm bigger, okay? And even though I'm light skinned, because I did bring up a darker skinned woman, but also I'm not skinny or petite. So you're showing all versions of black, not only just a skinny black girl who has curly hair, but you're showing a black girl who has colorful wigs and is bigger and is pretty. You know what I mean? And I think that was just me convincing myself to be like, you should work with me, please, please, please. And I think I was in the wrong for that, right? So I then post all of the pictures on Instagram and he asked us to see. I showed him them, he reposted me, and I posted them on my own page. So then I go from there, and it started to get towards like Cinco de Mayo time, and we're gonna bring up the bitch that I used to be friends with who said that I was on drugs, who left me for dead, okay? And we're sitting there, and I'm hearing in talks, like my friend has helped him design his shirts and all that kind of stuff. And around the store, I'm hearing that a couple people from our store got picked to model for him. And again, all of them are slimmer people. And again, when it comes to the black people, it's like you're having these like Eurocentric black people on your thing. None of them are bigger, heavier set people, but you're calling yourself all people. And I do get a little bit irritated and annoyed with it, because you're asking all of these people to fucking work for you, and you're over here telling me in the beginning that you've seen me in a picture, in a photo shoot, all these kind of things, right? And my irritation doesn't only come from him not inviting me, it goes deeper than that. So on this day, I'm sitting in the front of the house of the weirdos and working, and I'm also with that other weird ass bitch. We're talking, and he comes up and he invites her to the photo shoot right in front of me. Goes, oh, you should come and pull up. There's gonna be a couple people from here pulling up. You should come and hang out with us. You should definitely slide. Like, and she's like, oh, well, my birthday's close near, that I'll let you know. And he's inviting her in front of me, knowing that we had multiple conversations about this and about, you know, like, it just felt very weird to me. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm kind of like looking at him weird, but he's like, what? Like, why are you mad? Like, what? And I'm like, nothing. I'm not mad. I'm just annoyed. So he leaves, and a couple days go by, and it's finally Cinco de Mayo. I go into the gym, and I get a last minute text message saying, you should pull up. Mind you, I looked at his story, and he lost a model because a model couldn't come. So he said, is anybody looking to model last minute? So he invites me to just to go hang out and chill with them. And what does my dumb ass do? I go and hang out and chill with them. I rush from the gym just so I could go hang out with them and chill. So I get there, I have this blue wig on, and I sit down, I'm looking around, and my friend starts like recording me. He's like, what does all people mean to you? And I'm just like, ha ha ha. And they go, oh, your hair matches the shirt. And I'm like, oh yeah, it does. And he's like, you should put it on. I put it on, and he's like, oh my gosh. Mind you, there's another black woman there. And again, she is light-skinned. I follow her to this day. She's cool people. Light-skinned and skinny. He's like, oh my gosh, queens. You guys are queens. You guys should take pictures together. So I have this shirt on that he just said, you should try it on and see how it looks. Now he's telling me to take pictures with the other black girl. I sit in the chair, we're taking pictures, and he's calling me queen. Calling us queens and saying, okay, y'all queens, y'all look good together. So we're taking pictures, we're posing, and then he wants me to take pictures by myself. So I take pictures by myself. And then everybody goes in for a big group picture. And he tells me to get in the group picture. So then he starts taking pictures of everybody. And then I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm a model. I'm not only in your group pictures, I got pictures by myself, and I got pictures with the other black girl. So I'm a model. So at the end of the shoot, he goes around passing people $20 bills and telling people, oh, here goes money, thank you for shooting with me. And he hands me two $5 bills. Wanna know how much that makes? $10. I go, no, I don't want no $10. I'm good. So I'm thinking, oh, he's just gonna go give me a shirt. He then tells people, you could take your shirt with you. What shirt do you want? Doesn't ask me. This man then goes around and gives me a bag of stickers and says, you could take as many as you want. While he's going around giving everybody free shirts, $20 bills, he then tried to give me $10 and some fucking stickers. So I'm like, that has to be weird. That has to be weird. That's weird. Okay? And the only reason why I think that's weird as shit is because before this, we had a conversation. Remember how I took those pictures for him? Okay, so he then tells me, pulls me aside. Mind you, he's about to drop a bathing suit and a beanie, and we'll get into that too. So I'm like, oh shit, give me a bathing suit for free and a beanie, and I will take more pictures for you. He to the side and goes, I'm about to start my website. Can I use your pictures for my website? I just need your consent. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. But under the regards that you give me a free bathing suit and a beanie, and I could go get you more pictures. I could go do another photo shoot so I could give you more pictures to take, to have for your website. He then goes, oh, I don't know, that's too much. The bathing suits are too much. The beanies are too much. Like, I don't know if I could do that. That was our first conversation. We had a conversation again a week later. And again, he tells me how expensive the bathing suits are, how expensive the beanie is, and if he gave me these, he would be missing out on making money. So that's why it irritated me so much that now I'm seeing in person. You told me to put on your shirt. You wanted me to take pictures with you guys. You gave everybody free shirts, and you handed me two $5 bills and a bag of fucking stickers. Like, be for real. You don't take me serious. You're trying to play in my face, and you're trying to disrespect me. I'm not going for that. And I did go for that in the beginning, and I'm gonna admit that, but I'm not going for that now. Fuck no. So I leave, and I'm having multiple conversations with all of my friends. Remember that weird bitch that I said that I was on the drugs, that weird ass hoe? She then tells me, because I go and I confide in her, because obviously she was right near us when he invited her and not me. She then goes in to tell me that he gave her a free beanie. And then a year later, another one of my friends opens up to me and saying that he gave her a free fucking short. So you're obviously picking and choosing the people that you want to fuck with, and you're trying to play me and use me for free because I'm allowing you. But it's still fucked up because give it to me, right? If you call yourself All People clothing brand, and the only people you post are skinny white women, and the only time you post black women, they're either super petite with curly hair, does that not sound like a bias to you? Does that sound like All People? Does that sound like I have a brand based off of everybody? No, that doesn't. Okay, so let's get into that. So, I then, a couple months later, I am so fucking bothered by the fact that now I know that you're giving out free stuff. You then use me for a photo shoot. You should have invited me as a model, but instead you see me and try to use me last minute to be a model for your photo shoot. And then you try to play in my face. Like, what for? And the only reason why I brought up his wife is because clock this T, okay? You only put younger white women on there. But your wife is a middle-aged 30-year-old. Well, she looks like it. You need to get your fucking man. And guess what? Your man is fucking a weirdo, bitch. I'm gonna let you know that. Oh, I then decide that today was a day for me to go the fuck off on him. Because he keeps on asking, and I keep on seeing on his Instagram that he's saying, what does being a person mean to you? And he never knows how to answer that question. So we're in the lunchroom. It's me, him, me, Jeff, and another girl that can also say that I said all these things because this shit is real, okay? I then go, what is being a person to you? And he starts stuttering, and I go, well, does being a person mean that you sit here, you use me for a photo shoot, you don't want to give me any free stuff or give me a $20 bill at least? Where you basically, this conversation consists of me telling him every single thing that he did and him being like, well, I'm sorry you feel like that. Well, that's not like why, like I didn't mean to do that. Like, I don't know what you mean by that. Like, why I wouldn't do that. Like, that's crazy. And then he had the fucking audacity to say, am I trying to say that he's racist? Or he said something like that in that manner of me trying to allude to him being racist or not actually caring about people. And I say, not racist, but bias of who you put on. And after this conversation, I'm getting heated because he keeps telling me, oh, I'm sorry, you feel like that. And he doesn't take any accountability for what he did. And I tell him right then and there, I do not ever want to work for you or buy anything for you because at this point, I already bought a shirt and I bought a jacket. So I'm like, I don't want to work with you anymore. You're weird. You're weird. You're weird. So I leave. And he decides to not follow after me, but 10 minutes after the conversation, come up to me and put his finger up and ask if I was okay. Are we good? I go, yeah, sure. He then goes, so you're not going to try to like cancel me or anything. Like, I'm not a bad person. What? And just like Billie Eilish said, just like she said, I don't have to talk shit about you on the fucking internet if you did nothing fucking bad. Why is it with people that don't want to be talked about on the internet, but you did some weird ass shit? What do you mean you don't want to be canceled? Oh, like I'm just going to go out and tell everybody what you did. Now I did. Now I did. Now I did. Ah! Now I fucking did. Now I did. And what are you going to do about it?
Okay, I would also like to add that right after that, what pissed me off even more and made me not want to fuck with him is that he decided that it was okay to invite me again last minute to a photo shoot, but told me that it was okay, I could go back to sleep. He possibly just found somebody else to do the photo shoot and then was like, you could go to sleep. Let me show you guys the audio. It's sped up.
Stop for a sec, let me have Zaneyah pull up. Do it better than last time, do it a little more official, but not get your Z's on.
What?
So then I'm like, oh, he's just a mega weirdo. And from then, he goes on leave because he has a child. And then something tragic happened to all of us. And he was selling shirts. And it was supposed to go towards that tragic event. So I bought a shirt from him. I did. So that I can have a memorial of this person. This nigga waits a month and a half to send me my shit. I go to Arizona, I text him that I'm in Arizona, and I go, I'm going to Arizona, just give it to me in person. I tell him that I'm in Arizona. I see him, he's like, oh, I'll have it tomorrow. And then I text him again and I go, are you at work so that I can come pick up the shirt? He goes, oh, I'm not at work. Just send me $5 and I'll ship it out for you. So you've been making me wait for almost 2 months and now you're telling me that you need $5 to ship out my shit? And it's not that I didn't have the $5. It's that he's still trying to play in my face months later. Like I'm just some dumbass bitch. And with that being said, that's the end of the story time. That's the time that I thought I could trust one of my coworkers to be a business partner. Fuck him, fuck everybody that was involved in that. I love you guys, and bye.